All right, welcome back. Let's talk about Reno Omokri. Reno Omokri is the advisor of Tinubu, part time. Used to try to drag Tinubu and then ended up going to visit Tinubu. Used to be ex special advisor to the ex president Jonathan. Good luck, Jonathan. But Reno Omokri is a social media person at this point. He has a lot of opinions, so we're gonna have opinion about him, of course. Um, there's a report here. I'm looking at this report on what you call it. Hold on one second, guys. On Instablog Niger, of course. Instablog Niger. Shout out to Instablog Niger. It says Reno Omokri's ex-wife calls him out for neglecting their son with special needs. Interesting. Let's see. Okay, see, she has a full-blown write-up here. Let's have it. Where's Jum Jum? Let's have it. Say anywhere below face. All right, so let's look at this together. It says stop showing up just for photo ops. Show up for real life. Our son with special needs is waiting for quality time with his dad. Now, why did she need to tell us that the son has special needs? Anybody want to guess? You want to guess? Why did she need to tell us? Is this important information for us in particular? Did she need to tell us that their son has special needs? There's a reason why she's telling us. The reason why she's telling us is a necessary part of this conversation. Okay, our son with special needs is waiting for quality time with his dad. Not just the fleeting visits you do with his siblings. Okay. How many kids I think he has like 3 or 4 kids outside of his present marriage. You haven't seen nor spent time with your son since June 2024. How long is that? Like a year ago and change? Abandonment, right? Over a year. Prioritize meaningful moments over social media validation. Be present. Be involved. And be a constant in your child's or children's life. Real parenting happens in the everyday moments, not just in stage photos. Put down the camera. Oh, it's true. The cameras only shows us the highlights, right? You can see Reno Omokri say, "Here's my beautiful look-alike daughter. Joined me in the gym today." All right, so I'm guessing they probably live in the same town too. But Reno Omokri sounds like somebody who travels a lot, right? For work, for business, for all types of things, right? For pleasure. He's traveled. He's gone to about 275 different countries. Last time he was sharing with us, he told us he's gone to about 275 countries. Yeah, don't quote me, but he's gone to a lot of countries. So of course, there's only so much he can spend in any given space at any given time. But the reason why I wanted to talk about this is this abandonment thing / co-parenting thing. That's why I wanted to bring it up, because people are very quick to call out their ex-partner over the fact of absentee behavior, right? Abandonment, neglect, all the big words in the dictionary or in the psychological books. When people are co-parenting, they tend to use those words. But Chia said, Reno gets on my nerves. Wait for the story now, Reno. I said, Reno. Chia. Important, he might be hiding the baby from embarrassment. Well, no, I want to know why she felt the need to tell us, right? So you think she wanted to expose him? Is that what you're saying? Their forever owing will pay only 20M out of 100 mil promised. Everything is audio, including the rubbish presents their fans claim to get them. Let's see. Since Mario, they don't. Okay, we're still talking about Fina. I was like, wait, who's getting 100 men? Okay, all right. Let's get back to Reno. No, you're good, Chinye. You're good. I'm just joking. But really, I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about your expectations. One of the issues that people have when it comes to relationships, one of the two main issues, people think is cheating. No, it's not cheating, or infidelity, or those things are that like cheating. Cheating is the same thing as stealing and lying. They are wrong, and if it involves betrayal, they hurt, you know. But I want us to talk more from the standpoint of skill set, the skills you need to have. Calling out what is wrong, or what you or your victim, see how that goes. You or your victim calling out what both of you already know is wrong. I'm not sure how much he helps outside of help you soothe the pain or the wound that you already have, that both of you probably already have. But if you were trying to do this all over again, what are the things that you need to learn? You don't need to learn that cheating is wrong. You already know that. Okay, you already know that. But there's two things that you really need to pay attention to as you move forward. Two main things that you need to pay attention to. You've been listening to me for a while. You should easily be knowing this. You should know this at the back of your hand at this point. There are two of the four main focus points. Okay, I call them the four-point focus, right? Number 3 is expectations. Managing your expectations and managing your pride or your ego. These two things is what you need to pay attention to, right? What are your expectations when you are co-parenting in terms of presence? This is what I see in all of this. Well, is he neglecting his child? I don't know. It's possible, right? But again, those things they become blanket words and blanket statements, because if it's not present for 2 months, a co-parent can start to feel some type of way. When you start to feel some type of way is a phrase, right? Then you find a word inside of the psychological dictionaries and just blanket it in between, right? There's no context. And when you tell us, if you're like most of us, right, we're going to be like, he's an absentee father. And we need to slow down on being quick to call things like that out, right? Because especially if we don't have the full context of what is going on. Now, why did she need to tell us that the child has special needs? Because she's trying to paint him badly. Okay? And now I'm supposed to be convinced that it's only after they became co-parents that she's doing that? No, I don't think so. If I was to bet my monthly livelihood on this, I would bet that it's the same behavior that she had been perpetuating before they actually broke up. Okay? Now, as you know, I'm not really a fan of Reno, so it's not about Reno at all. I'm not a fan of it, but people have a tendency to start calling each other out when they're co-parenting, and they continue to use their children as a pawn. And it's just sad whenever I see it. It's something that naturally will occur to you to do, but you need to push against yourself and say, no, I know I feel some type of way, but what is the context here? But what do I want? What do I need? How can I negotiate for better? These are the skill set that you can learn to create better experiences for yourself. Learning how to tell yourself over and over again that the person did the wrong thing or they should be held accountable does not really help you in the grand scheme of things. If anything, it makes you feel worse and worse and worse and worse. And God help you, that other person has been working on themselves, or they're busy. They won't feel the same pain you feel if you're less busy, if you have all that time in the world. I don't know what happened between them. This is just the first thing that came to my mind as I was looking at this story about why did you have to use the child to throw shots at him? This is an example of it. And I'm telling you that it's not the first time she's doing it. It's a behavior that didn't just fall out of the skies. Now, does RENO OMOKRI has his own controlling ways? Yeah, we've covered the other. Go search on this channel. We've covered other RENO OMOKRI's behavior too. So I'm not too surprised if he's attracting this kind of behavior from an ex-wife. I'm not exactly surprised. All right. So somebody said he will say that PO is responsible for his wife's tweet. Peter Obi. So RENO OMOKRI has been going back and forth with Peter Obi as well. In fact, he was still. RENO OMOKRI is the kind of person that holds people accountable. Right, so he's trying to hold Peter Obi accountable earlier today, saying he needs to call out the situation with Sam Ekpa the same way he was calling out anyway. They always try to sow seeds of tribalism in it, so I'm not going to go in there. Somebody said RENO himself now special needs. How special need won't take care of special needs? Jesus. Not too many people like Reno, right? Somebody said, watch him blame P2B. I wonder why people are surprised about this. It's very obvious that Oga Reno can never be, ever be responsible. The man that jumps from one boss to the other just because of food. You know a deadbeat when you see one. Every of their conversation line of thoughts aligns with their behavior. That's true. That's true. If Reno hears things like this about others, he will wear agbada for English. Wala. Anyway, they are calling Reno deadbeat. Reno said he's a Reno said he's a content creator. Yes, so he's a content creator, not an activist. So he's a social media dad. Sad for him. Marriott says. Chinye says she told us because it takes a lot to take care of a special needs child, and she's the main one doing it, which can be overwhelming. I understand that. I received that. Anyway, continue to share your thoughts with me on this one. I'm going to move on to, I think let's cover, I have a special story I want to cover today. Okay. I'll tell you more about that, but let's go to Yul Edochie first before I go into that special story. Do me a favor, hit the like button, join the conversation in the chat, in the comments, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. I'll be right back.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.